What's up, YouTube? 496 High Chevy. Starting this video. It's a little bit different than most videos that y'all are used to me coming and bringing to y'all about. But I have been on this subject for a couple of days, and for the people that followed me on my Facebook and my Instagram know that I've been talking the past couple of days about this topic and that I've been wanting to do a documentary on it. And this is, I don't know how long this video is going to be. It might be 5 minutes, it might be 10 minutes. So if you don't want to watch the whole thing, or you don't really care about the topic, then that's up to you. But this goes back to, let's see, I'm 25 right now. I'll be 26 in June. And I have been dealing with this since I was about 12 or 13 years old. Well, I started dealing with this topic when I was 12 or 13 years old. When I got to high school, it faded away. So it was like a middle school, junior high thing that I went through. And I'm seeing it still to this day, and it's been around for centuries. And if I could just help out one person with it, I'll feel a lot better. And it's sad, but I just want to put my input on it, and like I said, just bear with me on this and just let me get it out. Let me get it off my chest, because I've been thinking about it and wanting to talk about it, and this is the best way I can do it, is to put it on my YouTube channel, and hopefully it'll get out to somebody, or somebody will get it, it'll reach out to somebody and you know, maybe help out or something. But the topic is bullying. Now, I know y'all probably thinking, okay, this is a 25-year-old guy, man, talking about bullying on a Car Audio YouTube channel page. Alright. Let me explain something. To me, bullying is you not having nothing else to do with your life. Either you have something bad going on at home, or you don't get something that you want, or you see something that somebody else has, and it makes you jealous, so you think, well, maybe because I'm bigger or better, you know, I can go and pick on this person, and it'll make me feel good enough until I can get home to my sad life, because I had nothing to look forward to, so I can just pick on this person while I'm at school or at work or whatever. I'm tired of every day getting on the computer, getting on my phone, getting on the news, and seeing where a 13-year-old girl or a 13-year-old boy has committed suicide because of somebody at school picking on them all day long, non-stop. And the thing that pisses me off the most about it is that you can tell freaking principal, you can tell freaking teacher, you can tell the parents, and it only helps so much. What? Detention? Suspension for a couple of days, and they're right back there doing the same shit. And it's sad, because, I mean, these kids are our future to today. And the one that kills herself might be the one that was going to cure cancer. Might be the one that was going to, you know, cure something or do something big with the world. And now they're gone because some little punk kid had to bully them and make them go kill themselves because they didn't feel wanted by anybody. And then you got these kids out there who have friends and see them getting picked on by another group that's cooler than them, but because they're scared to step up and say something, they think it's, I don't know, I guess they think it's funny or something to themselves, or they're just scared to step up and go say something, so they just blow it off and act like it's nothing. And then the kid goes home and blows his freaking brains out all over his freaking wall in his freaking room. I mean, and it's sad, because I have a book right here that I'm looking at, and I have some statistics, which there was over 100 of them on the internet. I only wrote down a few, and I've been posting some of them on Facebook for the past couple of days, just because it's sad that the topics on bullying. But did y'all know that one third of today's youth have a fear of walking through the school gates and school doors Monday through Friday? I mean, you can't even go to school and learn. It's not even, a school's not even supposed to be a social place. It's where you're supposed to go and learn. You get recess and you get lunch so that you can eat, so you won't be starving, so you have the energy and the brain to go back in the classroom and be able to think and do your tests and do your work. Much less, you got to freaking sit in class and worry about going outside in recess and some little punk kid coming up to you and beating the shit out of you, or knocking your books out your hand, or stealing your lunch money, or sticking you in a freaking trash can. I went to a Christian school, 5th grade through 8th grade. My 5th grade year, I wasn't messed with because I was the new kid. And usually you would think, oh, the new kid's going to get messed with, but I didn't. My mom was a teacher at the school for all 4 years that I was there, and I still got messed with. But my 5th grade year, it wasn't that bad because I really didn't know but 2 or 3 people at the school. And I didn't really talk to people much, and I just kind of stayed to myself. But my 6th grade year, I was friends with a pretty good bit of the dudes in the class. And compared to how I am now and how people know me to what I used to be, and people that have met me from my YouTube, or regular people that are in my community that watch my YouTube and know who I am now, I'm loud, not obnoxious, but like I'm outspoken. Like, I'm not nervous to go in front of a crowd of 1 million people and talk, or go in front of a church and talk, or anything like that. I'm not a shy person. But I used to be until I came out of my shell. See, I was sheltered when I was growing up. My parents, they sheltered me a little bit too much. And I didn't bitch about it or nothing. They were just trying to watch out for me. But it was some things, that they kind of, you weren't allowed to stay out this late, or you're not allowed to go do this, or no, you're not going off with that group of, kids when you're only 16 years old, because I know what they're doing and I know what, what's happening or whatever. So, anyways, but back onto the topic. So in 6th grade, I got to where I kind of tried to talk to people or whatever. Well, I don't know if a lot of y'all know this, but this is off topic, but I'm blind in my left eye. I was born with cataracts. We fixed the right one. They couldn't do nothing for the left one. So I'm legally 100% blind in my left eye. There's y'all new fact that some of y'all didn't know. So I can't see nothing out of my left eye. So growing up, I couldn't play contact sports. Nothing to do with like football or anything. I played baseball, but I had to wear these special goggles over my eyes so that the ball couldn't hit me. I couldn't play football because I have what they call a lens implant in my left eye, and you can't see it unless you're in person. But if a light hits it a certain way, it kind of twinkles. Well, it's a lens implant. It's a piece of glass that goes into the eye, and it kind of like protects my eye and keeps it from ever going anything beyond what it already is, which you can't get no worse because I'm already blind in it. But anyways, all these boys, growing up, 6th, 7th grade, they all started playing sports stuff. Well, I couldn't play them. So I was looked at as like the little geek, or the little, loser or whatever that couldn't play anything. So there was this group of boys, of 5 boys, that just thought it was funny. That one day they just wanted to start picking on me, we'd be in line going up to class, and we'd be out at recess. One of them would have a football, or one of them would have a kickball or something, and they'd just throw it at me. Bam, hit me in the back of the head. Bam, hit me in the back of the head. I turn around, stop, please stop. Bam, hit me back of the head, and all the boys are freaking laughing at me. Ha, it's so funny. They'd trip me going up the stairs or something to class and stick their foot out, and I'd fall over. Now, some of y'all probably thinking, oh, I turn around and knock the shit out of them, but you gotta remember, though, at that point in time, I was a softy or whatever. I'd rather just talk it out. I didn't want to fight and stuff until I got in high school. And then the high school that I went to, I'm not bragging, but it was really, really gangster high school. And if any of y'all know or ever been to where I'm from, you'll be like, wow, he survived 4 years there, 9th through 12th grade? You did a pretty good job. You couldn't be scared to go to that school. Whether you knew how to fight or not, you better throw some hands or something, or bring a gun or a knife to school or something, because this high school that I went to was ghetto as all get out. So anyways, back to the topic. I've been there, so I've been bullied. I had suicidal thoughts. I had thoughts of going into my dad's bedroom. I knew where his guns were at. I knew they were loaded. Just going in there and just pop one to the head and I'm dead. But you know what? I told myself, why Why kill yourself over somebody else's stupidity? Yeah, they might get off to it while they're at school, but when they go home, do you really think they sit there and think about what they did that day? Do you think it hurts them? Do you think they really go home and just think about it? No. That gave them something to do that was temporary while they were at school, because they were bored with their life. They didn't have nothing else to do, so they thought, oh, let's hit him in the back of the head. Let's trip him. Let's kick his back of his desk while he's trying to take a test. Let's call him names. Let's call him faggot. Let's call him queer. Those names have been around since I was in freaking 3rd grade in the back of the lunch line. You know what I'm saying? Like, find another name, and they're still to this day. You can watch videos on the internet of kids getting bullied, like the fake videos that are set up to show what actually happens and stuff. And all the time, the boys are, oh, he's a faggot. Oh, he's queer. Really? Find another word. It's old. If you're going to do it, find something better. Don't say the same words that we've been saying for 30 plus years. I'm sorry, y'all. It hurts me, but it pisses me off at the same time, because I wish that I could stop it, but I can't. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. I just want kids to all be friends. I mean, you ever heard the saying, why can't we just all be friends? I know that's just a figure of speech and a saying, but really, man, come on. Y'all kids. So what if he's blind in one eye? So what if this boy has Down syndrome? So what? We're all the same in God's eyes, aren't we? Black, white, yellow, pink, purple, blue, red. It don't matter what color you are, what race you are. We're all the same in God's eyes. He loves every single one of us the same. Now, I'm not preaching to y'all. I am Christian. Yes, I believe in God. But I'm not trying to say that I'm perfect, because I've made some bad mistakes in the past. But I can honestly say that I've never picked on anybody. I've never been a bully. Even whenever I went to high school and got a bunch of friends, and not saying I was Mr. Popular, but it was a different group of people. I didn't pick on nobody. I try to be friends with everybody. I try to be friends with everybody right now. But, kids that are bullied are 3 times more likely to show symptoms of depression. Y'all want to know what the funny thing about that is? I take antidepressants right now. I've been taking them for about 3 years. Not because, I'm crazy or anything. I mean, I do have problems that is personal, that I'm not going to say why I take them. But when I read this statistic on the internet, I was like, man, that's weird. Because back in, I done lost my train of thought now. 2000, 2001, whenever I was in junior high, I asked myself all the time, when I'd go home, I'd cry, and I'd be like, what can make me not cry? What can make me feel better about myself? A gun in my head. And that's why these kids that are getting bullied do that, because they go home and they can talk to their parents all they want to, and half the time parents don't care. If they got good parents, I'll go up to the school and talk to them about it, talk to the parents of the kids that are bullying them about it. It might go good for 2 or 3 days, and then it's back to the same getting picked on. But when you're 13 or 14 years old, unless you're popular or in the big group or not sheltered, you don't know anything about antidepressants. You don't know that there's medicine out there that can help you feel better, which you shouldn't have to take medicine to make you feel better when you're just a freaking kid getting picked on by kids because they have nothing else better to fucking do. Sorry for the cussing. Sorry for the words that are coming out of my mouth. I rarely don't talk like this on camera, especially when I'm trying to do a documentary. But it's just that I've been there. And I'm still sitting here strong and willing and determined to do whatever I got to do, because I did not step down to suicide. Because those kids that picked on me, I don't talk to any of them. Well, I take that back. I'm not saying no names, and I'm not saying what social network one added me on recently. But I can forgive, but I'll never forget. I can forgive, but I can't ever forget. Kids that are bullied more than 9 times are more likely to have suicidal thoughts. So you're telling me that if you're bullied more than 9 times, it didn't say 9 times a day or 9 times a year. I'm taking it as if you're bullied more than 9 times a day, you're more likely to have suicidal thoughts. You blame them? I mean, what do you start? You know? Crap, you're trying to learn. You're trying to go to school so you can go out to the world and be something and do something with yourself. And you're getting picked on by either 9 different people or 9 times in one day. And that's just 9 times or more likely to have suicidal thoughts. There's no telling there's kids out there getting picked on more than 9 times a day or by 9 different people. I mean, if you got one kid at an average high school with, let's just say, average, okay, some high schools out there nowadays is ridiculous, the kids that go to them, 2,000 or 3,000 kids at a time. My high school, it was like 900 kids there total, okay? So let's just say you got a person going to high school and they're in, or let's just say junior high, that'll make it easier. If you go to a junior high with 700, 800 kids, and let's say you're in 7th grade, and your 7th grade class has total, not in one classroom, but total 400 kids, okay? If there's 50 kids out of 400 picking on you, you're one person, what would you want to do? Now some of y'all might say, kill them all, or beat them up, or bully them back. But if you're the bigger person and you're not that type of person, you're a softie like I was, all you want to do is go home in your room, ball up in a ball, and cry every night. Now some of y'all might think, oh, he's a little wuss, or he was a wuss. But I guess I was raised different. I don't like hurting people. I've been in 5 fights my whole entire life. I've won some and I've lost some. I have people that tell me, some of my friends that fought in high school or get into fights to this day still, and they say, man, it felt good, man. I got done, and my knuckles were bloody, and you should have seen his face, man. It looked like hamburger meat. And they're proud of it. And that's fine if they're proud of it. But if I beat somebody up so bad their face looks like hamburger meat, I'm sorry, but I'm going to feel like total crap afterwards, because I don't like hurting somebody, because I know I don't like getting hurt, because I've been there. 250,000. All right, you heard that? Not 2,500. Not 250, 250,000 teens report being bullied a month. Not a year, a month. 250,000 teens. I don't know about you, but that's a lot of teenagers, 250,000. And we're talking about teenagers, we're talking about age 12. I know 13 starts teen, but you got to figure when you're 12 years old, you're like in 7th grade, so that's, 6th, 7th grade. That's still middle schools or teenage, junior highs now. All the way to 18 or 19 when you're in high school. That's sad. That's sad. Y'all want to know what the 3rd leading death among teenagers is? Some of y'all probably thinking drinking and driving. Suicide. Suicide is the 3rd leading death among young teenagers. That's insane. That's like, I mean, you would think drinking and driving or something like that, but suicide, that's going home, getting a rope, tying around your neck from a bunk bed, jumping off, a ceiling fan, if you don't weigh a lot. Slitting your wrist, which I don't know if some of y'all know this, but if you go this way, that's the wrong way. You go that way. So if somebody slits their wrist up and down, they're serious. If they go across this way, they're probably looking for attention. But they go home, they get a gun, they either put it to their head or they stick it in their mouth. All because somebody at school couldn't leave them alone. Now, if you're watching this video and you've ever bullied anybody before, I'm not pointing it toward you, so don't leave no comments talking about, oh, screw you, or, oh, I do what I want to do, or whatever. No, because this is a video for you to watch and take a step back and look and put yourself in that person's position, what they're going through. The sad thing about it is, people, is that some of these kids that y'all picking on might not have a good lifestyle at home. They might already get beat. They might already get talked bad to at home by their parents. They might have alcoholics as parents, drug heads as parents. And you're just topping it all off for them. You're just making it worse. If you don't know, what they're going through, then why make it worse for them? It's just sad because, like I said earlier, I just wish I was like magic or something, and that I could just like snap my fingers and say, there's no such thing as bullies no more. There's no such thing as kids get picked on no more. Because then you wouldn't have to turn on the news every day or get a newspaper and expect to read something, nice that went on in your town or something. You got to read about a 12-year-old boy who stuck a shotgun in his mouth or a pistol in his mouth, or a girl who, killed herself, hung herself because these girls wouldn't leave her alone, calling her a whore. And that's another thing. Nowadays society, yeah, I'm not talking bad about if you have a daughter that's 13 or 14, because I'm not. Because I have a daughter that's about to be here, even though she's not here yet, and she's not 13 or 14, but she will be one day. And some people blame the parents, but it's sad that kids nowadays are starting sex. And I know I'm getting off topic, but this kind of goes along with it because you'll understand when I get to it. Kids are 12, 13 years old having sex, having kids at 12 and 13 years old. Okay? Now, if you're a 12 or 13-year-old kid and you're already spreading your legs, and then you go to school and then you get called a whore or a slut or any of those words that get called, and you're getting bullied for it, okay, that makes it bad too, because you got a girl who might not know right from wrong because her parents might have, I know a girl, I'm not saying names, I went to high school with her, and she was raped by her dad at 14. Yeah, at 14 years old, she was raped by her dad, her 9th grade year. Her dad went to her bedroom and told her, hey, this is real. Her mom was at work, working night shifts, and the dad said, this is real. Pull down your pants, pull off your panties. We're having sex. And he raped her. And I don't know if she was a virgin or not before that time. But after that, it just kind of escalated. She felt like, hey, I've already been raped. What more bad can happen to me? So she became the circle of attention. She became and she was a pretty girl. She was a good-looking girl. And she became the school whore, the school slut. It didn't matter what you were, or who you were, or what color you were, or you wanted some of it. It was yours. And that's sad. It's really sad, because then she started getting called a bully. She started getting bullied. She started getting called a slut, started getting called a whore. All because of her dad. Stuff at home happening. Stuff at home you can't help. Don't bully people. Let this be a lesson. If anything, take in some kind of consideration. Think about others before you pick on them. Think about what might be going home at home with them. Think about their problems. Hell, think about your problems. Obviously, you're doing it for a reason. And I know it's not just to show off to your friends, because the guys that were picking on me, if 2 or 3 of them were not at school that day, the 1 or 2 that were there were still doing it. They must have had something that they weren't happy about, that they had to do it all the freaking time. It just got old. Now, there'll be a part 2 to this documentary. There might even be a part 3. Hell, I might even start making videos every day about just stuff that's on my mind. Because I'm just sick of the world, and I'm sick of hearing this. It's sad. I got a 14... No, I'm sorry. I have a 15-year-old sister. She'll be 16 in May. Okay? And if I even hear that she's getting picked on at her high school, my ass will be driving up to Alabama, 4 hours from where I live, going to her school and finding out who's doing it. And that's no bullcrap talk. Because I've been there, and I don't want that for somebody else. I don't want to see somebody else go through what I went through. Because it hurts. Having to go home and think to yourself that that's the next day. Most kids are waiting to get out of school for the weekend on Friday so that group of kids that they hang out with at school, they can go hang out with on the weekends and do stuff with. No. I was wanting to hurry up and get the weekend so I could just get home for 2 days to myself so I didn't have to put up with that group of boys at the school to pick on me for 2 days. And even then, internet harassment, phone harassment, email harassment. It never freaking ended. It never ended. So just please, think about this video. Think about what I've said. And think about next time before you go to pick on somebody. Because you don't know what's going on at their home. You don't know what's going on in their life. You don't know what they've been through. Let this be a lesson. Until the next video, y'all have a good night. And stop bullying.